Have some capital to invest? Want to invest that capital like Warren Buffett? Want to know which stocks the world's richest investor is betting on right now? Then you have to check out today's video.
He is a best-selling author.
30-year-old Jason Fieber has a plan.
This guy retired at only 33 years old.
I don't know if I know too many people that have accomplished something like that.
He's really kind of a guru when it comes to passive income.
Before I get into today's content, please give us a big thumbs up if you find value in our videos. Helps us to get the word out and grow the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Warren Buffett is a personal hero of mine. I say that not only in terms of investing. I've applied a lot of his life lessons to my own life, and I must say, my life is better off for all of it. But his investing prowess is what originally got me so interested in Warren Buffett. Even today, near the end of his storied career, he's still making moves and doing things that we can all learn from. This is what leads to today's video. Warren Buffett runs Berkshire Hathaway, a large conglomerate. Buffett also controls a $270 billion common stock portfolio within Berkshire Hathaway. This portfolio has massive investments in some of the best businesses you'll find. Berkshire just released their latest 13F filing, which goes over all the transactions that took place for the common stock portfolio within the fourth quarter of 2020. Want to know which stock Buffett has been buying? Let's dig in. Berkshire Hathaway bought 9 stocks over the course of the fourth quarter of 2020. 6 buys were additions to pre-existing positions. Those 6 buys were AbbVie Inc., stock ticker ABBV, Bristol Myers Squibb Co., stock ticker BMY, Kroger Co., stock ticker KR, Merck & Co. Inc., stock ticker MRK, RH Inc., stock ticker RH, and T-Mobile US Inc., stock ticker TMUS. What's interesting about many of these stock buys is that I've been pointing out the attractiveness of many of these same stocks over the last few months. Being on the same page as Buffett feels pretty good. For example, we did a video on Bristol Myers Squibb in January. We also put out a video on AbbVie in November, which might have been at the same exact time Berkshire Hathaway was scooping up shares. Those are just 6 of the 9 stocks that Buffett and Co. were busy buying. The other 3 stocks are new positions for Berkshire Hathaway. Those 3 stock buys are Chevron Corporation, stock ticker CVX, Marsh & McLennan Companies Inc., stock ticker MMC, and Verizon Communications Inc., stock ticker VZ. A lot of stocks to take a look at here, but I'd argue the most interesting stock purchase of all was Verizon. Why? Well, because it was a pretty massive new investment, even by Berkshire Hathaway standards. Berkshire Hathaway's bet on Verizon stock is worth over $8 billion based on today's market cap of Verizon stock. That's noteworthy. Even Berkshire Hathaway, with their seemingly limitless capital, tends to put $1 billion or $2 to work at a time. Jumping in with $8 billion in one fell swoop says a lot about their confidence in a business. In addition, we should keep in mind that Buffett's 2 investing lieutenants, Todd Combs and Ted Weschler, both manage fairly large sums of capital for Berkshire Hathaway's stock portfolio. The last time Buffett commented on this, they were managing about $13 billion each. But $8 billion would be a very significant percentage of capital for either manager. Thus, we can be pretty sure that it was Buffett who made the bet on Verizon stock. I think there's a lot to like about Verizon as a long-term investment. First of all, smartphones are practically an extra appendage at this point. Consumers view access to the internet in the same way they view access to electricity and water. And this reliance on mobile data and communications is only increasing with the sudden and widespread work-from-home theme playing out. Plus, Verizon will benefit from the upcoming shift to 5G and all it promises to bring. There's a future in which almost all devices are connected to a network. What will stand between people and a connected world will be companies, like Verizon, that provide connectivity. I'd argue that Verizon has a perception problem. It's thought of as a telecom, which implies a certain sense of stodginess. Instead, it's really more of a technology company at this point. After all, the fanciest smartphone in the world isn't very useful without access to a mobile network, and this symbiotic relationship will only strengthen with 5G. Verizon stock looks like a pretty solid long-term investment here. Buffett is renowned for his ability to pick out great deals in the stock market. While I wouldn't say Verizon stock is super cheap, it's also not outrageously expensive. The price to cash flow ratio on Verizon stock is 5.6. That compares well to the 3-year average of 6.8, and the price to sales ratio is right in line with its 5-year average. And the stock yields a very appealing 4.5%. That's a juicy yield in a pretty stingy market. That yield is almost 3 times higher than the S&P 500's yield. This stock looks highly reasonable in terms of its valuation. Verizon is a Buffett-backed 5G play that yields 4.5%. You could do a lot worse than that. All of Berkshire's buys are interesting, but I think the Verizon bet is the most interesting of all. By the way, stay tuned for our next video where we'll be talking about all of Buffett's recent sells. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give us a like if you did, and let us know in the comments what you think about these Buffett buys. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. Also, take a look at the description box below for some important links, including the link to my personal stock portfolio. This 6-figure portfolio, which I call the Fire Fund, generates enough passive dividend income for me to live off of. It allowed me to retire in my early 30s. I've made my portfolio entirely accessible over at Patreon, and I also post alerts there whenever I buy or sell a stock. I put my money where my mouth is, and I'm often invested in the same high-quality dividend growth stocks that I make videos on. Over the years, I've heard from thousands of investors who have been profiting from many of the same exact stocks that I own. So if you think this is something that you could benefit from as well, check the link in the description to see my portfolio and start getting my buy and sell alerts. I'll see you next time.